I've always been a strong supporter of men in the workplace, and I know that there are people like Jordan Peterson who say that sexual harassment in the workplace is simply unavoidable because men just don't know the rules. I don't think that's true. And when he says this, I think what he's actually trying to say is there are no rules that can adequately prevent sexual harassment. It seems to me that men do understand sexual harassment very well because they know exactly what they would consider harassment from a gay coworker. So, this is a very simple rule. If you would not say or do it to a male coworker, and you would not be comfortable with a gay coworker doing it or saying it to you, don't do it to a woman. And if in any way you are unsure, ask first. When we hear about how men can't control themselves and that when they see a woman who's dressed in a certain way, that they simply can't help but sexually harass her or grope her or do any number of things to her. I think this is a very dangerous thing to say, because we have to remember that when men like this talk about how men are dogs, how they simply cannot control themselves around women and will naturally molest and sexually assault and harass women if they find them attractive, which I feel is actually an insult to dogs, because dogs can be trained, and I've never been sexually harassed by a dog. When they call men animals, when they talk about men as if they are incapable of controlling their behavior, we know what they're really talking about is excluding men from public life. Because naturally, you wouldn't want to punish the women who are victims of this horrible behavior. They couldn't be talking about excluding women from the workplace or blaming women for their own sexual assaults. That would be absurd. We have to live in a society where we hate women so much that we want to shut them out of public life for being victims of the behavior of the worst kind of men. And I can't imagine that that is actually what they're saying, or that's the kind of society that we're living in. Could you?